Alright folks, hello and welcome to another Minecraft video. My name is Leader Grev, and today, in this episode, I'm going to talk about the new mob, the new scary mob, Battlefield Heroes, and the Humble Indie Bundle. Lots of stuff going on, stuff that you should check out as soon as possible, sort of like immediate, like need-to-know stuff. So, and actually, before I go any further, thank you very much for the about 300 subscribers you guys have given me over the past 10 days while I was out on vacation. I was pleasantly surprised. Thank you very much. Something that's a bit less exciting is this new mob. And it's about as exciting as going to see a gynecologist to check out a left dick. So let's check this out. This was a picture that Notch teased recently. And actually, now that I think about it, that joke is very fitting because we don't know how many appendages this new mob has, because it is a nod at an internet meme, I would say. Let's go take a look at what exactly it entails. And the new mob is called the Enderman, which is a nod at the Slenderman. Now, if you look in the picture, there are these tall, 3-meter tall figures that are holding blocks. Now, they're not, as far as I can tell, I don't see them limited to any one type of block. This one's holding sand, there's one in the background holding a bit of dirt. Some of them aren't holding anything. Oh, and actually, before I go into that, there is a new, it isn't a new tree, this is the mushroom, which leads me to think that mushrooms aren't biome specific, because we have one here growing in a desert. I do believe it's growing on a bit of dirt, but I can't be sure, just from this lighting and from what I see here, I'm not sure. Also, another picture that we had of NPC villages showed mushrooms growing in a plainish field biome. So I would say that mushrooms aren't biome specific, which is just a tiny bit of speculation on my part, but just something I'm inferring from all of this. So the Slenderman is a new mob that can carry around blocks, and I'm actually glad that I waited this long to talk about this, because Notch did recently post up a blog post about this. And I'm going to talk about certain things that are important about this, and in particular how this is a creepy mod and certain things. Now, I'm not going to read this whole thing for you, but I am going to read several important parts. I'm not going to read the whole thing just because that would be insulting. You guys can read. Alright, so fear is one of the easiest emotions to evoke, but doing so in a way that doesn't frustrate or fatigue the player is more difficult. That's important. This, Notch is making this adventure update, as far as I can tell. He wants to make it fun while introducing adventure, which is like a no-brainer on one hand, but a lot of people are worrying about the adventure update being invasive and like sort of destructive of the original Minecraft, and I don't see it that way, and I don't think Notch intends it to be that way. He doesn't want to frustrate or fatigue the player, so just let's get that out of the way. And if you're really going to comment on the video about, oh no, I'm not updating the 1.8, well, shame on you, because I think Notch is going to do a good job of making this balanced and fit and mesh all together. Now, the idea of the mob is, I'm going to read like basically the finalized thing. There's a lot in this blog post about sort of his working through it, but here is the final thing. So to really drive home the point of looking at them being bad, I made the Enderman freeze and turn towards you when you look at them. As long as you look straight at them, they stand perfectly still and look straight at you. As soon as you look away, they will run very fast towards you, and they teleport. So if they're too far away to reach you in a short period of time, they will teleport about once per second. But it's not confusing, so they don't teleport all around you, as Notch says later here. They teleport within your line of sight so that you can always sort of deal with them. This is interesting. You can walk around this mob, like it's going to be carrying around its blocks and stuff, and you can walk around it, but as long as you're looking at it, or not making contact with it at all. So you could watch them as long as you're not looking straight at them, meaning you don't put the reticule on them. Now this is kind of scary, because I myself, being a Mac gamer and using a trackpad, am very susceptible to reticule craziness. So this is something that'll always keep me on edge at night, and I welcome the new challenge. Thank you very much, Notch. So this is the new mob. It's pretty much all we know about it, and just look at the picture a bit more. I don't have a very high-res picture, unfortunately, but it just looks like a very tall-looking skeleton type of character with droopy arms, and he can carry around blocks. Now, somebody posited, a friend of mine posited, well, what if these are the NPCs, considering that they're carrying blocks? Now, while an interesting idea, I kind of doubt that, because just by who these guys are and the fact that they're spawning at night makes me kind of doubt that. One thing I am worried about is first day players and like, well, I'm playing for the first time. What's that in the distance? Gotta look at it. And then, bam, there's an Enderman attacking you. Not the best way to initiate a new player, but I'm sure Notch will have something figured out. An interesting thing is actually a thing that I've been thinking about. Notch mentioned that NPC villages you could either destroy them or help like make them grow. If an Enderman were to walk up to an NPC village and say, take a block out of a building, would that frustrate the non-player characters? Would they all go and mob this Enderman? That would be interesting to see. And especially if Endermen work in packs, because they are spawned sort of in like a pack here, like wolves. So if you attack one, they all attack. I would like to see an all-out battle between NPCs and Endermen, just saying. And now Notch has written a couple of things about NPCs, and hold on, let me get that up for you guys. Alright, so /V is petitioning me to change the name from Enderman to Farlanders. Well, a good idea. I mean, it's interesting, but I kind of hope they don't do that, but whatever. No big deal. Not very important. Now, the next part, somewhat less important, but something that I have to get out of the way, being myself a Battlefield Heroes player, a beta tester, an alpha player. Something I need to get out of the way is the fact that Battlefield Heroes now has, I believe it's just for this weekend, but knowing DICE and EA's monetary model, their economic model for Battlefield Heroes, these shirts will come out within a couple of months as finals, unless of course Mojang protests for whichever reason, and I don't think that's a good idea considering these two companies are right next to each other. DICE and Mojang are both in Stockholm, right like around the block from each other, so sort of like growing beef between them wouldn't make much sense, and the collective like fanboy rage of Battlefield against Minecraft would be pretty intense, and I wouldn't want to see that. And being myself a Battlefield Heroes player, or somewhat of an ex-Battlefield Heroes player, I really welcome this shirt, and it's a nice bit of like developer cross-promotion. It's interesting. I like it. Well done, Notch. Well done, DICE. This is why you guys are my favorite developers. And the final thing is, I gotta find it. Here it is. The Humble Indie Bundle. Now, this is just something that I want to bring up, simply because Notch was promoting it. If you don't have Minecraft and you're looking forwards to the adventure update, there is a special Humble promo if you buy the Humble Indie Bundle. Now, the Humble Indie Bundle, the idea is that you pay however much you want for these 5 games, and this happens about twice a year, I think. I'm not quite sure. I haven't been keeping track. I haven't bought any of the other bundles, but I do look forward to buying this. And just to show up Linux, I'm probably going to spend more than $11.39 for it, maybe like $12 or $15, which is what I would suggest paying. Because sure, you can be that cheap asshole who pays $1 for 5 games, but that means you're splitting up your money between the developers and charity. 46 cents to the developers, 14 to EFF, 27 to Child's Play, and 13 as a humble tip, which is kind of douchebaggy. So spend $15 or $10 on it. Show up Linux. Come on, Windows and Mac. What are you doing here? This is Linux. Come on. So that's all I wanted to show, and so I'm gonna leave links to all of this in the description. Again, thank you very much for the 300 subscribers you guys gave me over these past 10 days. I much appreciate it. I do read your comments. I'm very much involved in what you write and what you say. So I've been looking at that. I'm very happy with what you guys have been saying, and I hope you guys are going to enjoy the content that I'm going to be putting out later. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you got something from this, and have a nice day.